Genesis chapter 25, verse 1. Abraham had taken another wife, whose name was Keturah. Verse 2. She bore him Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak and Shua. Verse 3. Jokshan was the father of Sheba and Dedan. The descendants of Dedan were the Ashurites, the Letushites and the Lumites. Verse 4. The sons of Midian were Ephah, Hanok, Abida and Eldar. All these were descendants of Keturah. Verse 5. Abraham left everything he owned to Isaac. Verse 6. But while he was still living, he gave gifts to the sons of his concubines and sent him away from his son Isaac to the land of the east. Verse 7. Abraham lived 175 years. Verse 8. Then Abraham breathed his last and died at a good old age, an old man and full of years. And he was gathered to his people. Verse 9. His sons Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of Machpelah near Mamre, in the field of Ephron son of Zohar the Hittite. Verse 10. The field Abraham had bought from the Hittites. There Abraham was buried with his wife Sarah. Verse 11. After Abraham's death, God blessed his son Isaac, who then lived near Beer Lahai Roi. Verse 12. This is the account of the family line of Abraham's son Ishmael, whom Sarah's slave, Hagar the Egyptian, bore to Abraham. Verse 13. These are the names of the sons of Ishmael, listed in the order of their birth. Nebaioth the firstborn of Ishmael, Kedar, Adbeel, Mibzam. Verse 14. Mishma, Duma, Massa. Verse 15. Hadad, Tema, Jetur, Naphish and Kedemah. Verse 16. These were the sons of Ishmael. And these are the names of the 12 tribal rulers according to their settlements and camps. Verse 17. Ishmael lived 137 years. He breathed his last and died. And he was gathered to his people. Verse 18. His descendants settled in the area from Havilah to Shur, near the eastern border of Egypt, as you go toward Ashur. And they lived in hostility toward all the tribes related to them. Verse 19. This is the account of the family line of Abraham's son Isaac. Abraham became the father of Isaac. Verse 20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he married Rebekah daughter of Bethuel the Aramean from Paddan Aram and sister of Laban the Aramean. Verse 21. Isaac prayed to the Lord on behalf of his wife, because she was childless. The Lord answered his prayer, and his wife Rebekah became pregnant. Verse 22. The babies jostled each other within her, and she said, "Why is this happening to me?" So she went to inquire of the Lord. Verse 23. The Lord said to her, "2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples from within you will be separated. One people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger." Verse 24. When the time came for her to give birth, there were twin boys in her womb. Verse 25. The first to come out was red, and his whole body was like a hairy garment. So they named him Esau. Verse 26. After this, his brother came out, with his hand grasping Esau's heel. So he was named Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when Rebekah gave birth to them. Verse 27. The boys grew up, and Esau became a skillful hunter, a man of the open country, while Jacob was content to stay at home among the tents. Verse 28. Isaac, who had a taste for wild game, loved Esau, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Verse 29. Once when Jacob was cooking some stew, Esau came in from the open country, famished. Verse 30. He said to Jacob, "Quick, let me have some of that red stew. I'm famished." Quote. That is why he was also called Edom. Verse 31. Jacob replied, "First sell me your birthright." Verse 32. "Look, I am about to die." Esau said, "What good is the birthright to me?" Quote. Verse 33. But Jacob said, "Swear to me first." So he swore an oath to him, selling his birthright to Jacob. Verse 34. Then Jacob gave Esau some bread and some lentil stew. He ate and drank, and then got up and left. So Esau despised his birthright.